action figures or comic books? Give him a look. Owner, Wyoming. You like action figures or comic books? Just give him a look. He's the owner of Wyoming. You know the great thing about being a small YouTuber? I'm not handcuffed to advertising or to promoting the next hot thing. And I get to shine a light on cool shit that you just don't get to see. And this is going to be a second edition of something I did Saturday called Under the Radar, where I want to highlight a comic book that I haven't seen a lot of, and I really, really dig. Last time it was a back issue, an older issue of the Bass Reeves series. This time it is a brand new book called Killtown, and it is by a very small company, Executive Posse Holdings, Keenspot, and I'm going to be honest with you. This is the second title I read from them. The first one I really wasn't impressed by, and it is from the same series. It all started in a series I believe called Night of the Cadillacs. And after reading the other book that was a spinoff from that, I was like, I don't know. I felt kind of burned by that book, but I was like, you know what? I dug the cover. I dug what I read about it. I'm going to give it a shot and see what I think. Give it an honest go. And damn it, from the cover to the last page, it had me. It follows our protagonist, Min, who is involved in the underworld of Los Angeles. We start with her sitting in a prison or jail cell, and she is as calm and collected as can be. And yes, there are going to be spoilers, but I want you guys to know what you're getting into. As she's calmly sitting there, she starts counting down, and you realize something is going on. And by the time it gets to 1, the security guard is having a medical emergency. He ends up being shot, and you see 2 henchmen at her cell door, and she says, right on time. And you see that she is dispatched of her cellmate. What this does is it initially lets you know that she is a person of power. It really reminded me of how how El Chapo Guzman escaped. How his henchmen dug a tunnel, and he knew exactly when and where to make his escape. And so it really gives you an idea of her power in this so far unknown organization. And I thought it was a great way to get to know the character, her brutality, and plus, as well, the art. Sometimes on a cover, you can tell they put all the work into the cover, and the art doesn't hold up. But the art through every page is really, really captivating to me. It's a style that I haven't seen too much before. There was another title called Pearl. I think it was a subsidiary of a DC Comics that kind of reminded me of this style of art. Almost photorealistic, but that was more of a sketch style. This is photorealistic, but with more bright, vibrant colors throughout, and it's very gory and very vulgar. And from that initial scene, she's taken straight to a meeting. You find out something's went wrong on the last handoff, and that's how she got caught, and she is essentially sent home for the evening, presumably in some kind of trouble with this organization. And then we get to the flashback of the night she met the Seven Stars Mob, who is this organization, and how she impressed them immediately with her violence and short temper and skill. And she quickly went from a henchman to a boss. And that's what the meat of this comic book is Min's journey from a thug to where she is right now in the present day, standing outside of, or standing out there in that meeting with the Seven Stars mob, being one of the higher ups. And it is it's a fast read, but not in a way that you feel ripped off. It's a lot of information, but you just want to keep going to that next page, that next action piece. And when we cut back to the present, you find out that she is frustrated, feeling under the thumb of the mob boss, Vince. And her feelings of him has went from that of a savior to a point of frustration with her place in the organization. And she hatches a scheme with one of the other members of the Seven Stars mob to take him out. But that guy, he gets Vince hip to what's going on. And when they're going to meet up with this Hernandez, I think they're referring to you. He's really more. He's not really being an important part of. It's just a tool to get to this point. But she's thinking she's going to ambush Vince, and Vince, who is, he's informed by the person that she went to for help, and he gets the drop on her. And you get to this last page, and she is vulnerable. Vince has a gun to her head, and you're like wondering how is she going to get out of this, and she doesn't. And you're like, well, hold up, she's the protagonist. We spent the whole issue getting to know men, and now she's dead. But then you look, watching over her dead body is a crow. A crow that is zoomed in on here. And so it looks like we may be getting into some kind of supernatural resurrection arc. That's just my thoughts on it, considering where the story was headed. And, even in the next issue, Min is featured on the cover. So her story arc, despite being shot, is clearly not yet run its course. I had very low expectations of this book, and I was proven so wrong. I would suggest if you can get it, get Killtown now, because with these smaller companies, they aren't going to be putting out a mass quantity of books that you can just pick up everywhere. Go to Previews World and get your copy while you still can. Go to your local comic book store, have them order it for you. And if you don't have a local comic book store, I would suggest you can go to Previews World, the online comic distributor, and you can set up an account with them and link it to your local comic book store, to where you click something on Previews World and they will put it in your pull box and have it sent to your local store. And as always, I suggest Coffee and a Comic. I do not have ready access to a comic book store in Wyoming, so I order mine online, and I order from Coffee and a Comic because it's great prices, a lot of deals, all the time, different sales, and even occasionally I will have a discount code for you here on this channel. And they have great deals on shipping as well. I pay a low monthly rate for weekly deliveries. So check out Coffee and a Comic if you're in the Huntington Beach area. And if you're not in that area like me, visit coffeeandacomic.com. Anyway, I will see you guys next time. Until then, keep reading them books. Get Killtown if you are a fan of violent underworld comic books. I'll see you next time. I'm out.